such designer 5185 AITAH for refusing to speak to my friend and end our 15-plus year-long friendship after she took my purse, used my money, and lost it. Advice needed. So I, 21F, am just about to leave from a vacation with a friend, also 21F, and I'm honestly still sick over what happened. A few days ago, she took my expensive Zadig and Voltaire purse, without asking. This purse was a Christmas gift from my sister and has huge sentimental value. I've spent the past few years taking really good care of it because it means so much to me. When she took it, she didn't even tell me. I only found out after the fact that she used it to go to the laundromat and in the process used my money, which she also didn't ask to take. For context, the purse had minus $40 in cash and a bunch of quarters, a gift from my sister's best friend's mom, minus 60 euros in notes, and at least 20 euros in coins. So we're talking over 100 euros total, not to mention the purse itself. And now? The purse is gone. She lost it. I was obviously upset, not yelling or blaming her, just crying and saying I wasn't mad, just hurt. I told her how much that purse meant to me and how hard I've worked to keep it safe for years. Instead of apologizing, she got huffy with me, rolled her eyes and said, "How much does it cost?" "I'll just replace it," in this angry, dismissive tone. She has a very defensive and confrontational nature that makes me feel bullied and small, so I find it hard to stand up to her. But it's not just about the money, it's about trust, about respect, and about losing something deeply personal to me. Since then, she hasn't apologized at all. In fact, she's acting annoyed that I'm upset. Now we're on the last night of our trip, and I've decided to just be neutral and quiet for the journey home. But once we're back, I plan to stop speaking to her entirely. I feel like she violated my boundaries, disrespected my belongings, and is now making me feel like I'm too sensitive for being hurt. But some mutual friends are already making me feel like I'm being dramatic and should let it go because it's just a bag. So, AITAH for cutting her off and refusing to speak to her after this? Ingenu. 1977. She's not a friend. She also needs to pay you back for the purse. She stole it, actually, so she's a thief, so your choice on how to handle that going forward. NTA19. Mel 92. And for all the money that was in there, are you sure she lost it and didn't throw it away or decide just to keep it for herself and pretend she lost it? I understand where you're coming from. My stepsister borrowed one of my favorite shirts, then gave it away and won't even pay for a new one. Beth 21286. She kept it. If I was OP, I'd go to her place to make peace, then search for it. Once OP has it, then ghost her. She hasn't even returned the money she stole. Such designer 5185 OP. She agrees to reimburse me, which I accepted, but I haven't spoken with her further about it as I've been too upset to look up the cost of the purse, and I also haven't told her the amount that was in the purse. I plan to do so in 2 days' time, where I will post the update after I discuss with her my true feelings about this. Update. AITA for refusing to speak to my friend and end our 15-plus year-long friendship after she took my purse, used my money and lost it. So I have an update. Thank you to everyone who gave advice or shared support. It really helped more than you know. On the flight home, she asked me to mind her passport in my bag, even though she had her own backpack. I agreed just to keep the peace because I didn't want to deal with any attitude or fighting. When we landed, she turned to me and asked, "Do you have my passport?" in this snappy tone. I was still hurt and wanted to get one last jab in, so I said, using the exact words she said to me all week about my missing purse, "I was checking my bag the whole time to make sure your passport was there, but maybe it'll show up when we get off the plane." I regretted saying it immediately. She snapped in front of other passengers, finally acknowledging that I'd been upset about the purse, but in the most cruel and dismissive way. She said, "Well, at least I didn't throw a hissy fit bawling, crying for hours over a purse." That was the last straw. She acknowledged my obvious upset, yet still would not apologize. Once we got our bags at the airport, I told her I wanted to check her suitcase for my purse. I said if she refused, I'd involve the police. She tried to say I was violating her privacy, which is hilarious considering she took my purse and went through my belongings. I told her if it wasn't there, she had nothing to be worried about. I also made it clear I wasn't going to touch any of her stuff, that I wasn't interested in taking others' belongings without permission, just checking for what was mine. She was absolutely fuming, face red, shaking, visibly furious. Then she shoved her bag at me and told me to go ahead. I opened a zipped compartment. Inside was a black trash bag. Inside that was a red Target bag. Inside that, drum roll, my purse. All of the money was still inside, the cash, the euro coins, but no quarters. I was honestly so shocked I couldn't even ask why she had it or what her plan was. I just said thanks and walked away with my stuff. I got on the bus home and haven't spoken to her since. I wish I hadn't been so emotionally drained to have given her a piece of my mind. She's since blocked me with no apology or explanation. As a side note, her mom, who doesn't know we're not speaking, called me at 3 a.m. crying. She was saying how badly she feels treated by her daughter and her husband, how she's constantly belittled. I won't get into any of what had just happened, but it definitely gave me more perspective. This girl is a cruel and horrendous person with little to no empathy, and I think maybe a sociopath. Anyway, I got my purse back, but the whole thing left a really bad taste in my mouth. I still don't fully understand what she was trying to do, and honestly, I don't think I want to. I'm just relieved it's over. What do you guys think she was aiming to do with the purse? Very little of my money inside was used. So strange. Thanks again. Edit. I didn't realize this would gain such traction so quickly. Thank you to everybody. Also, she chronically watches the Smosh YouTube channel where they review Reddit stories like AITA, etc., I believe. I'm just laughing thinking about if this came up. I feel like she's so self-absorbed she would not clock that it's about her. Nonetheless, I created this Reddit account to specifically post this so it can't be traced back to me, child of Crow. What do I think she was trying to do with it? I think she felt a lot of jealousy and was trying to take something of yours to make you miserable because it makes her happy. Also, why the hell is her mom calling you at 3 in the morning? Was she drunk? Perpetually exhausted, I think she felt a lot of jealousy and was trying to take something of yours to make you miserable because it makes her happy. This. The cost of the purse was probably less relevant to her than the sentimental value of it to OP. Such designer 5185 OP. Yes, drink driving. So was a dire situation, and I'm in the midst of trying to get her professional help without the rest of her family knowing. Sticky situation, they will come at her for coming to me.